Hello people, and welcome back to another episode of the series Skylines Modular Builds. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Last episode of our Modular Build series, we worked on a green commercial park, and you guys really enjoyed it. Thank you for all the likes and comments on that episode. I'm glad you guys liked it. And yeah, I'm enjoying building in this map, even though it isn't really, it's kind of a bit of a mess, just to satisfy some demand, but ignore that. For this particular episode, we are going to be using the campus DLC and also the mass transit. You can also make use of the Green Cities DLC, but there are other alternative buildings you can place in as well. So again, with these builds, today we're going to be working on something that you can use to start a new area or maybe upgrade an existing one. And this is going to be kind of a neighbourhood centre with some traditional grid squares around it and how we can make that look a little bit nicer using some cycle paths and kind of little other paths as well. So let's just go ahead and dive straight in. Again, from any kind of point in your city you can start this. You can build it over here if you like and hook it into your road network later, or you can hook it onto a snap node point that you have already in your city. So I'm just going to come out using the 4-lane road, and all our snapping is currently on. I'm just going to come out by 10, and we're at 10 when we hit this blue line here. So that would be 5 when it comes in, and then up to 10. Nice and simple. And then I'm going to come out on each side of that by 20, which is 1200 in construction cost of the regular 4-lane road. Nice and easy, just like that. And then I'm going to come out here again by another 20, and then all the way down, and hook it back up. So that's going to give us pretty much a perfect rectangle to start off with. And then I'm going to go ahead and switch to my 4-lane road with decorative grass. This isn't essential, it's just for a bit of a change of theme. And draw that straight through the middle, and then that's going to give us 2 perfect squares on each side of this middle road. And then I'm going to come ahead into my transport and grab a train station, and I'm going to drop this right in the middle, and we know we're in the middle because we can see that green arrow lining up with the middle reservation in the centre of the road, and that's going to give us a nice central point to work off for our neighbourhood centre. Okay, so then I'm going to come in and grab some 2-lane road with grass. Again, the grass doesn't matter, you can use any of these roads, obviously, apart from the tram or the one-ways. So it can be regular, grass, or with trees, doesn't matter. And then on the left side of our rectangle, I'm going to come into this middle snap point here. So we see we have 3 blue circles. There's 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to come into this middle one and then draw out so we hook up with the middle one on the top road. So again, we have these 3 circles along here. So just straight out by 500 and then straight up by 500. So that's really easy and really simple. Then I'm going to come into my education and kind of education and campus area tabs. I'm going to grab a high school. And I'm going to drop a high school right up against the edge of this road like that. So we have a 1-block space around the side and then 2 at the back. So nice and simple. Let's go ahead and make sure that we draw up some water for these guys. And don't forget to keep supplying your city with the services as you grow. Let's go ahead and draw in a nice little rectangle, nice and easy. So we're going to have something that looks a little bit like at the minute. It's quite basic at the moment, but it will get better, I promise. Then with this 4-lane road, I'm going to continue with this and then just drag it into the middle. So we come up with a nice little middle spot here. Again, you can see all the zoning squares perfectly aligned. We have no odd shapes generating like we would if we did this. Kind of these weird ones, so everything's nice and straight and symmetrical. Then I'm going to come back into my education tab and I'm going to grab a public library. This comes with the campus DLC, and then I'm going to drop this in here right along the side. That's going to give us a really nice big important building right up alongside the main road here that flows through the centre of the town. Super easy. Then I'm going to come into my parks and plazas and grab some of the regular parks, and I'm going to use this small park here, and this is going to fit in perfectly behind our public library, which is going to give it a nice little theme. And then what we can actually do from these particular parks is if we come into our landscaping tools and grab just any kind of path, it can be any of these, whichever one you want to use. I like using the dirt path just because it's the same asset and it flows nicely out rather than changing the texture. And I'm just going to draw this up in straight lines in all the different directions. So that's just going to flow out like that. Super, super easy so far. Then I'm going to come ahead and grab some healthcare, and I'm going to grab a medical clinic. And we have this little 4x4 square here, and that is going to accept our medical clinic perfectly. And that guy is going to sit right on the corner. Nice and easy. Then I'm going to go ahead and back into our Education Campus tab. Now you can use the regular elementary school if you don't have the Green Cities DLC. But just because I have the Green Cities, I'm going to drop in a community school. And that's going to give us both high school education and elementary school education for our Sims in this area, which is obviously important for their growth. We also have a nice path that comes behind here as well. So nice and easy so far. Then back into our Parks and Plazas tab, I'm going to come ahead into other parks and grab myself a basketball court. And then I'm going to drop this 4 tiles in. So from this edge of the road, we're going to leave a nice 4 tile distance. I'm going to place that in there, just like that. So that's going to give our Sims entertainment and increase the land value. Now we're going to get into some little bits of zoning. So we're going to do something called like zoning detail in here. And rather than just kind of doing that and saying, okay, I have now a bunch of commercial waiting to come in. Unfortunately, someone's grown there. We're going to do individual blocks of 4x4 tiles. So 4 along the top and 4 along the side. No bigger or no smaller than that for pretty much all of the zoning that we're going to do here today. So we're going to have a nice big block developing there as well. And then I'm going to do the same here on this side. So 4x4, and that's going to leave us a distance of 3 on the corners. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab a path. Now again, you can use any path for this, it really doesn't matter. I really like using the zoo paths, if I can find them. Here they are. A zoo path with decoration. Again, this comes with the Park Life DLC, but you can really use any path, it really doesn't matter. And then just draw that right through the middle of the zoning tiles, so right through here. And then I'm going to go ahead and hook it up just to here. So right through the middle. So I'll do that again. 3 by here, by here. And I'm going to grab that and then draw it like that. And that's just going to give us a nice pattern and fill in some squares where we're not going to zone. Something that's like that now. So you can see that kind of real centre developing. We have lots of important buildings, and it's going to give a lot of services for our Sims as well. I'm going to come back in my commercial zoning, and again another 4x4 path here, and then we're going to repeat that path pattern right around the corner like that. So we have kind of a mirror image right here. That's going to look pretty sweet. And then if you like, you can actually grab this path here and draw it along here. Your Sims will still be able to get on this path, but it's just going to kind of hide just some regular empty grass. So it's up to you if you want to draw that in. It isn't essential. Just decide if it looks nice in your city or not. So now I'm going to come ahead and grab some residential zoning, and we're just going to start filling out the edges over here. So I'm just going to do nice big 4x4 tiles. Let's wait till they grow in. So the point of doing this is if I just do one long block, I'm going to get lots of different shaped houses developing along here, and that's not really what I want. So you can see there, we now have a block of 3x3 in the middle, or 3x4, sorry. There's one of 2 here. And that's going to give us a lot of misshapen houses, and it's not going to look the greatest. So do 4x4, wait until it grows, and then do the zone next to it. And then that's it. It takes a little bit longer, but you're going to get much bigger, more impressive houses. It's certainly going to help your city look that little bit more realistic. And then one next to there. And then we're just going to go ahead and repeat this on all sides of this build. There we go. It's nice and simple. Up to there again. And then on this side too. So speaking of how you can expand out of this, I'm going to use the 2-lane road with bicycle lanes. Now, using the bicycle lanes is going to encourage your Sims to use, obviously, bicycles and encourage them not to use their cars, which is going to help your traffic a lot. So from this corner point here, if we're looking top down over the rectangle, then I'm just going to come out from this bottom left corner, and then I'm going to come out up by 11 from this first point, and then I'm going to switch to just a regular road for this one, and then just match each of these guys up to the snap points so everyone's nice and level. And then again, just drawing in some perfect squares, and I'm going to keep that cycle highway going. So when you're kind of playing with cycle lanes, you want to make sure that they're all connecting to something. So say for example, when we get to zoning residential over in this corner, they have a reason to get on their bike and cycle over here, because there's schools, there's libraries, there's commercial, there's train stations, and there's parks for them to get to. So all the stuff that Sims actually want to use and go to is all within this centre, and it's going to give them a reason to go ahead and do it. So let's just carry on expanding in the same pattern. Again, this is where the kind of the grid formation comes in, and we'll just do kind of one more row, and then I'm going to carry my cycle highway down this direction. So it is just a two-lane road with bicycle lanes. It's really nice and simple. And then I'm going to hook up to this corner here, and now I'm not going to draw a road in here, and we'll explain why that is in a moment. And then again, my cycle highway will come down just a little bit here. So just keep expanding. Like, grid patterns can be nice when they're done rightly, and especially if you're building a city that is inspired by something, say like Manhattan, then obviously, you know, you're going to be using a lot of grids, a lot of very strict kind of urban planning. So you know, they can look nice, and that's just going to give us a perfect grid square. And you can repeat this on the other side and take it really as far as you like. And again, we're just going to carry on doing that 4x4 zoning, and it's really easy to do it along here. You just kind of do it in like a checkerboard pattern, and just keep doing it, and then once 2 of these big squares grow, you can then fill in the adjacent squares that aren't filled in. And again, that's just going to give us nice, big, impressive houses. You're not going to get any kind of really awkward ones and break the flow of your residential. So now we have 2 in here. I can draw in the rest. It's super easy. And honestly, you'll thank yourself for it in the long run, because you're just going to get much more impressive housing estates doing it this way. And then again, don't forget just to draw it out. So this build will work really well for kind of smaller towns. Maybe you're looking for a breakaway away from your regular downtown stuff. This can be a nice little design to get your new area started. Then we're going to come ahead and grab your chosen path again. Again, this can be any path you like. It doesn't have to be the zoo paths. I'm just using them because I like them. And then I'm just going to draw up a path here. And what's that going to do? If anyone is on this side of town and they want to get over here, rather than forcing them to walk all the way around, or God forbid spawn a car and drive, it's going to give them a nice little cut through to actually just cross the road over here. And then with the same path again, I'm just going to draw in a nice border around my high school here. Again, you know, it's not the most efficient path in the world, but it's going to keep that repeating theme of paths that we have running through these squares. And then don't forget as well to plan out your rail network. You know, keep this thing going in multiple different directions. You can have it, you know, go over there if you like. It really is up to you how you want to plan it in. But that's going to give your Sims easy access into, maybe say if your downtown is over that way, then they're going to go ahead and grab the train rather than drive all that distance as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and decorate this thing up a little bit, and we'll pop back and you guys can see how this thing looks as a finished product. Okay guys, that is going to do it for today's episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, a like below is very much appreciated. Equally as much if you didn't enjoy it, please feel free to leave a dislike as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this area, and you can kind of see with the rest of this outro panel as we take a tour through the streets what we've done. Like, we've added some nice colourful trees on the left here with around that path, and a couple of bushes as well, just to brighten it up a little bit. And it really helps create that kind of smaller town neighbourhood centre feel that we were going for here. We've also added in a little bit of commercial right next to the train station. You can cross the roads over the train station a little further out of the town if you like, with lower residential commercial residential areas. Sorry, let me try that again. With lower density residential areas. I don't know why I couldn't say that. Don't place them too near to the train station itself. With the lines itself, the lines are fine, but not next to the station, otherwise they'll get noise pollution and become sick. So don't do that. But as to on the rail line, like a little further down there, you're totally fine to be placing residential blocks around there. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You know, this is a really nice way of just upgrading an area, like I've said, or starting a new area. And if you may be stuck for a little bit of a layout, this really simple grid layout combines a whole bunch of different services and parks and assets. That just helps bring your area to life a little bit. Makes a nice busy centre for your Sims to kind of move in and around and out of. Feel free to replace any of the assets in the centre with whatever you like. And if you do use it, please send me some screenshots on Twitter. I would love to see it. I can also see this big road in front of us. I've just upgraded that into the cycle lane as well. So our bike users can continue to cycle right into the heart of this downtown neighbourhood centre. That's it, guys. I'm going to leave you alone and stop talking. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day.